Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. And I want to join my colleagues in supporting the motion. And the Honorable Speaker, from the outset, I want to say that I agree in totality with the Senate in their proposed amendments to the Division of Revenue Bill. Honorable Speaker, let me say this. And you know, the Honorable Chairman of Budget is a noble man and a very good student of economics and finance. What the Senate amendments are saying in very simple and layman language is that in our own calculations, the counties need much more than what you have allocated them. That increase this money from 396 billion to 415 billion shillings. The Senate is not telling us that remove money from energy CDF, remove money from road maintenance levy, whatever. The Senate is simply saying that the counties require much more than you have given them. So it is incumbent. It is incumbent upon us that to look round in a budget of 3.9 trillion Kenya shillings, to look around and find out where can we get these extra monies and reallocate to the counties. That is the plain, simple language that the Senate is actually communicating. Honorable Speaker, I am one of those people who would be totally opposed to removing money from energy CDF. I am also one of those people who will be totally opposed to interfering with the road maintenance levy fund. Honorable Speaker, we know that the counties are dealing with very, very critical functions that go to the heart of the common person at the grassroots. The counties are in charge of agriculture. The counties are in charge of health. The counties are in charge of water. The counties are in charge of social services. The counties are in charge of rural roads and all those other functions that are critical. What has happened in this country in the past that we must deal with, that we must confront, is the fact that we were able to devolve functions. We were able to divide these functions without actually doing proper costing of the functions. The end result is that counties have been given functions which they are unable to perform, Honorable Speaker. Counties have been given functions without the requisite funds to manage those functions. It is a duty, it is a historic duty of this House to right those wrongs. The only way to right those wrongs is to be reasonable, is to be sensible, is to address these issues objectively. Honorable Speaker, my own layman mind tells me that even the 415 billion that the senators are proposing could still be way below what the county governments need. Honorable Speaker, in the fullness of time, we might actually find that the county governments require much more money. Honorable Speaker, I'll be proposing that after this current budget cycle, we agree as a House to perhaps constitute a select committee, a special committee, to look at this whole aspect, this whole issue of functions and their costing. Honorable Speaker, unless we do that, we shall continue to starve counties of the monies they need to implement, to perform the functions that they have been accorded, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, this is a no-brainer. I want to plead to my colleagues to support this motion and endorse the amendments as proposed by the Senate. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, you'll give me some time. I said I'll give 2 from my right and 2 from my left. I have given 1 each. I'll now give the majority whip.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I think it's important for us not to engage ourselves in populism politics when we are discussing very, very serious matters. We all live in this country, Honorable Speaker. NGCDF has been in existence for over 20 years. Yeah, for about 20 years, Honorable Speaker. Devolution in this country came into place in 2013. But you can hardly show what devolution or county governments have done compared to what NGCDF does. Honorable Speaker, it's important for us to also to be very factual. Some of these governors that we are defending so much, that we are or county governments that we are defending to have a lot of money, cannot even spend the amount, cannot even spend the entire amount whenever they get it. We are getting into the closure of the financial year, but you'll realize that some governors have not even spent a quarter of the amounts that they got when the financial year started. I mean, really, here we are debating on how we can be able to add them more funds for roads when we all live in this country that governors do not even do roads, or the county governments are not working. We are telling them, this house, if we allow the proposal by the Senate on the division of revenue bill, Honorable Speaker, it will then mean that the amounts that we place for the 22% that is under the control of the members of parliament should be managed or governed by the governors. When we know their incapacitation, when we know they are not able, when we know they will not do it, when we know they will use it for other purposes. Honorable Speaker, in totality, when you say that you have the money, like Honorable Opiya Wandayi has said, you must show which place you are taking this money from. Who are you subtracting to add for the county revenue? Which person are you subtracting? And in this case, the main casualty will be the members of parliament. It will be the NGCDF. It will be the NGAF. Instead, we should actually be discussing on how we can add NGCDF money. We discuss on how we can be able to add NGAF, because at least we are able to see what NGCDF is doing, what NGAF is doing. Members of parliament seated on the opposite side, Honorable Speaker, are only playing populism politics. They know even from the counties they come from, it's nothing. I see Honorable Rene shouting, but in her county there is nothing. Roads are pathetic. I was there last weekend. The roads that are done by the governor Nyaribo in Nyamira is zero. He's doing nothing. I see Honorable Obadia complaining here, but you go to Bamachoge Borabu, the village roads that are supposed to be done by the county governments have not been done. They are pathetic. The ECD classes that they are supposed to build are not being built. We cannot add money to the counties. To whom much is given, much is expected.
Honorable members, do not raise your hands. Honorable Kibagendi, use your cards. Honorable Mayaka, you don't shout.
Yeah, use your cards.
I cannot see you on my screen. Stop shouting in the house.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As I wind up, Honorable Speaker, to whom much is given, much is expected. A lot has been given to the county governments, but we can hardly see. You will need a microscope to identify what governors do. But everything NGCDF does is in full glare of the eyes of everybody. Everything that the NGAF is doing is visible. But you'll need a microscope to see what governors are doing. You will see classes being built by NGCDF across the country. You will actually mark. But in the county government structure, you will actually need a microscope. The only development those guys are doing is walking in a convoy of 20 vehicles, moving around funerals, one vehicle carrying a chair, another vehicle carrying carpets, another vehicle carrying goons, another vehicle carrying microphones, another vehicle carrying a girlfriend, and then they go there, they disrupt functions in barrios, carrying themselves in high titles, and then you are discussing on how to add the money here. Governors should be subtracted money, not being added. And that subtraction should come to NGCDF and NGAF. And for that reason, Honorable Speaker, we reject the proposal by the Senate on the division of revenue bill. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Okay, honorable members, I will then give the member for Migori, Honorable Fatuma.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise to support this because I come from Migori County. I also have a governor called Ochilo Ayako who is working. Honorable Osoro, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, Honorable Osoro has a personal problem with Simba Arati. I can give you guidelines on fighting him, but saying that county's money was going to kindly be a man. Stop being a woman in a market. Honorable Osoro is interfering with me. Honorable Osoro, I can tell you 100 times that you are shouting and your misbehavior cannot remove Simba Arati from his position. He is the governor, and please give Simba Arati time to work. All you do is fight and plan to kill him. That will not remove him from the seat. Madam Speaker, there's too much noise, I can't contribute. Madam Speaker.
Yes.
Madam Speaker, I support this.
Madam Chair,
You are not on microphone. Order, members. Order, members. Point of order is not done by shouting. Honorable member for Madeira, it is not shouting. You put your card and put intervention. Honorable Bowen, what is out of order?
thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, the debate before us, Madam Chair, is about division of revenue bill. But it is not about, I had the honorable member for Migori. It's not about Simba Arati and Osoro.
Osoro specified.
Madam Speaker, I was just asking if the member is in order to discuss people who are not in this house and also to stick to the relevance of the debate in the house. Who is killing who? And who is killing who, Madam Chair? Because she made some unsubstantiated claims of killings. I think the Honorable Chair of Migori is completely out of order.
Honorable Fatuma. Honorable Fatuma. Did you make unsubstantiated?
No, I didn't. No, Madam Speaker.
Order, members.
Madam
I am
Speaker,
addressing
it's me to
Honorable
answer.
Fatuma.
Yes, Madam Speaker. I did not make such statement, but he was shouting back, and he was shouting about Simba Arati, so I answered him back. I only said what he said in my own words, in my voice. But he knows what I'm talking about, Madam Speaker. Kindly allow me to contribute. Madam Speaker, I think the other side is blackmailing the other MPs. I don't see anywhere where the senator said that the money will be taken from NCDF or NGAF. So let us be honest. You have cheated Kenyans enough times, and we can't continue cheating Kenyans.
Honorable,
when it comes to this,
member for Migori, stick to the relevant topic. But
I am very relevant, Madam Speaker.
Members on my right also maintain decorum. Honorable Fatuma, continue.
Madam Speaker, I'm very relevant because I listened to the two speakers from the other side, what they said. And they said that NGAF is working well, NCDF is working well. My point is this. I agree 100% that NCDF is working well and NGAF, but I don't see anywhere in that bill where they have stated that money will be taken from this other kitty. So the Kenyans are watching. Let us be honest with Kenyans. We can't continue blackmailing Kenyans anymore. Counties need more money. We have seen many things that were not in other counties. Madam Speaker, I would like to bring to this house that not everybody voted for this government. And we are known that a government that you never voted for always do not give you development. It is only the county government that comes to our rescue, especially the minority. So we cannot blackmail here and talk of NCDF. Look at Honorable Osoro. When I talk of those statements like killing because of his behavior, he behaved so badly. Like a first time I never even went to school. We went to school, let us behave like people went to school. Arati will win whether you like it or not. Madam Speaker,
Order. Honorable members, we do not make aspersions to one another in this house. Honorable members, as I had promised, we will do two on my right side and two on the minority side, then I will put the question.